Hi, Dave here. I'm back, and I'm hoping this isn't too echoey, but I'm trying a whole nother setup just to test this stuff out. But I also wanted to talk to you about something that I have had on my channel before, that I probably haven't had back in a little while, and that is my original M&P, the M&P 40 that I had picked up. Now, this is a police turn-in. This was one that was actually used in law enforcement and has been basically retired, and I purchased it for a very low amount from Bud's Gun Shop. Now, it was originally in 40 cal. This is the original barrel. It does work. I can put this in and it will shoot 40 caliber, no problem. And I have a video on it that I'll go ahead and link to it. But I went ahead and I changed it or switched it to 357 SIG. And I tested that out. And by the way, this is unloaded. And I tested it out and I found that I like that round better than the 40 cal. Now, there are ups and downs to both of them. I did go over that in the other video, but real quick, I'll just touch on it in general. As far as the 357 SIG, it is a much better performing round than the 40 cal. However, it does cost more. You do still have the same limited capacity where, as opposed to 9mm, but you do have a better capacity compared to, say, 45. And I feel it's a very good variant between the two, 9mm and 45. Whereas 40 doesn't appear to have the same performance, in my opinion, as the 9mm or the 45 or even the 357 SIG. Not that 40 is a bad round, it's just it doesn't have the same performance. Now, there are people that claim that the 357 SIG is like or the same as a 357 Magnum. And to that, I would have to say, possibly if you had the full strength round. If you don't, if you have what is commonly sold on the market to consumers, it's not going to be the same performance as a 357 SIG. So you are giving up some performance. However, you gain capacity. You have a lower costing firearm as opposed to the 357 Magnum automatic pistol or semi-automatic pistol. You're going to have a lower cost firearm. The rounds are going to be probably comparable as far as price. Now, this firearm is really what I wanted to talk about. Now, this is a M&P, not 2.0. So this is one of the original M&Ps. This is not the 2.0. However, the back straps are compatible to the 2.0. So as far as the lowers, you can swap out the lowers. Now, the upper is a bit different. And while you can put a 2.0 upper on a standard or the original M&Ps, the barrels are not compatible across. So I bring this up because, like I said, I did have the 40. This is now 357. And I had bought another barrel for my M&P 2.0, and it specifically did say that it was compatible with the 2.0. Unfortunately, it's not. I've done some testing, I've done some looking, and this barrel is not compatible with the 2.0. However, I am going to get a standard upper for this, for the M&P, and I will be able to use that barrel in a 9mm upper. Now, people have asked, well, why couldn't you just put the 9mm barrel in the 40 upper and just convert it that way? It doesn't really work that way. You can do that with the 357 SIG and the 40 because the two rounds are the same size in the back half. They're the same length, They're the same diameter in the back. So the extractor and ejector work the same when you do that. The 9 millimeter has a smaller diameter in the back. So it has a similar diameter to the front of the 357 SIG. However, the back of the round, the shell, is smaller. So the extractor built into this upper will not grab the round properly. So what would happen is you would be able to fire it. However, it may not extract properly and it wouldn't be reliable enough to use on a regular basis. And the idea behind having a firearm that you would actually carry and use, you want it to be reliable on a regular basis. Now, I have a 9 millimeter. I was not intending to make another 9 millimeter. However, because I already have the barrel and I do want to use the barrel, I figured why not have a second one that it would work in. I did order it online. It's not going to be something I can go ahead and return. However, I'm not opposed to having a second 9 millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead and try to slowly over time build up the parts, and I can use the magazines from the 2.0 because they are compatible. I've tested them in the gun. They do work. Uh, and I'll just use those magazines for both guns. But this was just a quick update. I do still use this. I actually had carried this for a long time in my carry bag. So I had a bag that I would carry with me, and then when I went to work, because I'm not allowed to carry it into work, I would lock the firearm in the car. Uh, Obviously, not out and about in a lock box. And then when I came out, I would have it in my bag. Now, at times, I would also carry it in the bag, locked in the bag, and that actually would, it was unloaded and locked. And, when there were times where there were possibility of somebody doing something in a office building or around town and you were concerned with it, it's always better to have some defense than none. Now, as far as this firearm goes, this is one that I go to when I think I need something that I need to be accurate with. So when I go to the range and I want to fire something accurately, I'll probably take this because I know that I can shoot this very accurately. And with the grip from the 2.0, I know that this is going to hold on much better and it does improve the feel of the firearm with that more textured grip. The ones that came with it were very worn down, very smooth, so it wasn't as good of a purchase on the firearm. With these grips, the purchase is much better. Now, the sights that came with it, which were the night sights, they have long since lost their power. They no longer project light like when I first got them. However, they're still visible enough to use and they still work 100% on target. That part of it doesn't require the light. In the evening hours, yeah, you probably would have a little more difficulty. But if you needed a firearm like this, the chances of you actually taking aim and getting a shot off like that is much minimal. You want to look for your front sight, aim it down the top of your gun, and you're on target enough to where you can hit it. When it comes to between the 357 SIG and the 40 cal barrels, as far as firing this thing, I find that they're both about the same as far as aim point when you're shooting within pistol range. And when I say pistol range, I mean average shooting pistol range. Like 20 yards, 25 yards is probably about average. There are cases where you could shoot it further or longer distance. That's more of target shooting. And honestly, I have not tried it at longer distances than, well, here. But as far as with the 357 SIG, I haven't tried it any further than the 25 yards. The range I go to does do 25 yards. And it is dead on accurate and is very similar to the impact point with the 40. Probably more of a ammo difference than it is a caliber difference. Now, the firing between the two is a bit different. With the 40, you have more of a push or a push feeling when you're firing, as opposed to the 357 SIG. When you're shooting, you have more of a snap type feeling. However, it seems to be a little bit less with the 357 SIG, probably the weight difference between the two. Normally with the 40, I'll shoot about 180 grain, where with the 357 SIG, it's usually the 125 grain. So I bring this up because I have my concealed permit coming up for renewal. And because of all of the things that are happening right now, 9 millimeter ammo is getting to be a little difficult to get to find. So is 40 and 357 SIG. But I have a little stockpile of the 357 SIG. I have some 9 millimeter, but I wanted to hold on to that. However, I have some stockpile of the 40 at least, and a little bit of the 357 SIG. And I thought, since I'm having trouble with the 22, the 32 is a bit more expensive to shoot. Why don't I take this and use it for my carry permit? By the way, here in Minnesota, it's not a concealed carry permit. It's actually a carry permit. The concealed carry is assumed because when you have a carry permit, it allows you to carry a pistol, not a rifle, a pistol, in any manner you choose. So you can choose it either exposed or visible or open, or you can carry it concealed. So that's kind of the difference here. Where most places it would be a CCW or a CCP, it would be a CP here. But that's just a little information, just a quick video, a little follow up with the Smith & Wesson 40, which once again, still a good firearm, still very accurate, still functions 100%. Haven't had a problem since I cleaned it and took care of it. But that's my follow up on this. I hope you guys are being safe out there. If you're looking for a firearm and having a little difficulty finding them, I think these are a viable option if you can find the turn-in firearms. A lot of times they've been, in fact, almost every case I've seen, they've been taken care of very good. There's going to be wear on them from holsters. However, they've been taken care of very well, and it might be an option for you if you're looking for a full size. But this is my opinion. Let me know yours. Leave a comment below in the comments. Go ahead and like this video, share my channel and this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my video channel. And this is Dave. We'll see you next.